Welcome to Jay's Smokehouse. Today we're going to do a full brisket. I've already trimmed this off, or it was mainly trimmed from the butchers, so we just trimmed it square, and we're going to put some nice coarse ground salt on it, followed by some pepper. So just get the salt everywhere. It's a little bit windy today. Once we get all the salt on, we get a nice crust of pepper. Hopefully that'll give it a nice crunchy bite to it on the outside, and get plenty on. I love lots of pepper. Once we've made sure we've got everything all on there, then we'll put a bit of a blend of spices on there. There's a video coming out soon of me showing you how to make this spice blend. Just got a few different bits and bobs in it, so onion, cumin, that sort of thing, and just flip the meat over and do the same on the other side, and then make sure we get loads of pepper all over it and get lots of spices on it, and get it all nice and rubbed in. Make sure everything's all okay. Look at the mess of the table, but so we've got the temperature on the smoker up as it should be, nice and stable, ready to go. We're just going to put the meat on, and we're going to make sure that it's in the way that we want it to cook. So if you have a fold in it, it will cook like that. So we want to get it nice and flat. Always put the larger end to the right hand side. That's where it's a bit hotter in the smoker. Got the smoker tube going in there, and that's it. We'll just leave it, and once an hour we'll come back and we'll check it. So for the first hour, just have a quick check and make sure that everything's going okay, which it is. Get that lid shut and keep the heat in. It's been on sort of another hour now, and we just normally like to give it a little spruce, just a little bit of water on there, just to keep the outside nice and moist, stop it from going too dry. We'll just keep repeating this every hour. So you can tell we're sort of in 3 hours in now, starting to get nice and dark, which is exactly what we want to see. We're going to get that smoke penetrating into it. Hopefully you can see the meat starting to go a bit pink, which is the actual smoke penetration. So yet again, an hour later, I think we're about 4 hours in here. Nice and moist all around. Just make sure that it's not going to dry out. There's nothing worse than a really hard, dried out, burnt edge, although burnt edges are what the Americans seem to love the most. So we're sort of about 5 hours in now. I think we're just going to give it one last spruce, and then we're going to leave it on the final run, and then hopefully in about another hour we should be about ready to wrap. But look at all those juices and everything starting to come out of it. It's beautiful. Might have gone a bit overboard with the old water here, but it soon comes off, soon dries out. I think we're about 6 hours in now, and I think this is as far as I want to take it with the smoke. The smoker tube stopped smoking, as you can see, and I think that we're ready to wrap it. So let's get some tin foil laid out. I like to just basically put a bed of tin foil on the outside and then wrap it, and then we'll put a bit more on the outside and make sure that it's completely covered. So there's a bit of a skill to this, because tin foil tends to rip if you're not careful, and if it does, then all the juices will flow out, and it's a complete waste of time doing it. So once it's all done and it's wrapped up and we're happy with it, we're going to put it back on. I'm just going to leave it to slowly come up to temperature. I like to put it on a plate, or a baking tray should I say, just because it's easier to handle then. Once it does start to break down, it does go quite wobbly and nice. So we just check it now. It's only been on sort of half an hour since we wrapped it, and we're actually coming back up in temperature, because we would have lost a bit of temperature when we took it off the smoker and started doing the wrap. It does take about 10-15 minutes. So as you can see now, we're around about 155, 160, probably just before the stall, so it may take a while to come up. So we left it for a bit, so we did check it a few more times, and I think we're about 4 hours later now. We check it, and we are up to about the magic 204, 205, which is bang on. So we're now just making sure that the probe goes in nice and smooth everywhere, which it does. It just pushes in, no resistance whatsoever. So we're now happy, and we're going to wrap it in some towels, and what this will do is keep that heat in there while it slowly cools, and that'll help it to reabsorb any moisture. So it's been about an hour now, and we are ready to have a look and see what's going on. Get all this tin foil off, and as you can see, all those juices are kept in there. We took it off, and look at that, that's jiggle, so that means that all the fats and everything inside have all broken down and rendered basically into nice, soft and juicy. So you can see all that juice flowing out to the side when we're cutting it. Let's have a look and see what we're like on the inside.